Are you tired of people taking advantage of your kindness, walking all over you, making you feel less than what you deserve? Do you feel like you're constantly giving your heart and soul to everyone else? You know, you're trying to be this kind, caring, compassionate person. You're making sure everyone else's needs are met, maybe getting caught in the people-pleasing cycle. And no matter how much you're giving, no matter how much love and support and kindness you're spreading, it's never being reciprocated, and you are left feeling unwanted, you're left feeling unworthy, you're left feeling not unrespected, but not respected, right? You're stuck in this place where it just doesn't feel very good, it doesn't feel very comfortable, and it leaves you questioning yourself even more. So the thing about this is that when you're caught in this place, there's really two common ways or outcomes that I see from this in my experience and with all of my clients. And it either leaves you feeling disheartened and feeling unworthy and really starting to beat yourself up even more. You know, if you're constantly giving your heart and soul and you're constantly putting other people first and it's not being reciprocated, it's only natural that that's actually going to make you question yourself and feel more unworthy and look within and think that it's a reflection of you and that something you've done is wrong. And that is the number one thing that women get caught up in and can keep them stuck, is getting more into that negative, insecure, unworthy spiral. But firstly, it's not a reflection of you. It's actually all about them. But we need to get you out of that place. Now, the second way that a lot of women end up showing up after that is that they get bitter or they get resentful and they start to be angry because they've given all these things. They've tried so hard to be kind and caring people, and like they're not being respected, and so they get really angry about it, and it can turn them cold. And we don't want that either, because you are meant to be here, you're meant to shine your light, you're meant to make a difference and help those around you, but you do deserve to feel respected, seen, and heard. So we really want to find the balance, the middle ground between these two things. We don't want you to be a hard person. We don't want you to not care about other people, but we don't want you to be getting taken advantage of either. And so feeling unworthy, feeling unloved, or feeling bitter and feeling resentful, those are all just negative vibrations. They're all just energy that's going to bring you down, keep you stuck each day, and keep you attracting more of the same thing. Then it becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy, and it keeps perpetuating that belief, and those beliefs become even stronger, because the more time you spend people pleasing, putting everyone else first, and then not having it reciprocated, and then the more you start to feel unworthy about it, the longer you believe those things, the more ingrained that belief is going to become, the stronger it's going to feel, and the more you're going to continue to doubt yourself. So it's really about breaking out of these patterns and getting into a place much sooner where you start to see your worth and you start to break those chains and break that cycle to get into a new vibration and into a place where people are appreciating you, where you can give love and receive love, you can be accepted for who you are, and you're knowing deep down in every facet and every piece of your being, you know that you are deserving and worthy enough. So most people try to fix this by, like, they do work on they think that it's a reflection of either themselves or the other people. So a lot of people end up blaming. They look at the people around them and think that they're negative people, they're toxic people, they're not appreciating me, so they must be the problem. And it's this blame and this victim mentality that keeps them stuck even longer, because the harsh reality is that you are actually to blame. And some of you aren't going to like hearing this, and I know I didn't like hearing this back when I was in this place, but you are to blame, because the standards you are setting in your life are what you're going to receive. And if you don't know your own worth, and if you don't stand for it strongly and demand that you are respected, there are going to be people who take advantage of you. There are going to be people who don't respect you the way that you want. And so as a people pleaser, and as someone who, like many of you are empaths, and you're really, really caring, considerate women, as being in that place, it's very natural for you to actually end up enabling other people to take advantage of you, because you're trying and giving and giving and giving. You want to make sure all their needs are met and that they're okay, but you're enabling and showing them that your needs don't matter and that their needs come first. So the more you do this, the more patterned behavior you're creating with those around you and with yourself, because you're just constantly saying, no, their needs are more important. I come second, or I come third, or maybe I even come last. And it's in that moment where you really, hopefully a light bulb will go off and you'll realize, wait a minute, why am I coming last? Why are my needs coming last? So when you're blaming other people, you're going to just stay stuck in this situation even longer, which is why there are so many people who are still in this place and they're uncomfortable here, but they can't find the solution and they don't know how to actually get out of it. And now the real solution, and the way I fix this with my clients, is in my proven 3-step system, which is the inner presence method. And inside this program, we work really deeply on releasing all of the old beliefs, the deeply rooted patterns and behaviors, the memories, and the anxieties and fears and self-doubts, all of those negative things that are holding you back. We release those and clear those out, and then we start doing the confidence, the self-love, and the self-worth, and all of the positive habits to go around with that. Because a lot of people try to just start with that. They don't want to do the deep releasing. They don't want to look into those negative things. They just want to pretend that they don't exist and ignore them. But they're still there affecting you every single moment of every single day. So just throwing in positive affirmations or trying to do some self-love practices aren't really going to have any effect when you haven't released the deeply rooted problems. So after we do all the releasing, we step into those positive habits and the self-love, and this is where everything changes for you if you're someone who has struggled with these things. Because if you don't know your own worth, then you can't express that, you can't embody that, and then other people aren't going to reflect it back to you. So if you have really low standards and you're always putting everyone else first and thinking your needs don't matter, you can't expect them to reflect something differently to you. It all starts with you and with building up your own self-worth and self-esteem and confidence and knowing that you deserve more. So that is step 2 of the inner presence method. And then step 3 is really aligning with your higher self or your inner presence and using that newfound confidence, that self-worth, to step into the woman you were meant to be, to step into that place of confidence, of really truly following your heart and your desires and knowing that no matter what's going on, no matter what the world looks like, you are good enough just for being who you are. So this 3-step system is the most powerful way to get the results you need and the shifts you need, because it really works on a step-by-step basis and it does all the foundation work first that so many people just want to skip over or ignore. So if you're someone who's struggling with these things, and maybe you're watching this and you're kind of having a harsh reality check because you have been blaming everyone else around you for taking advantage of you, or these friends who maybe aren't the best friends, they don't appreciate you, they don't treat you right, or maybe some negative and toxic relationships with partners or with bosses or coworkers, whoever it is, and maybe you have been blaming and you've been looking at them as the problem all these years, and you've been saying that they are the ones who are taking advantage or aren't kind or aren't good people. The reality check is that until you set new standards and until you know that you deserve much better, you're going to continue settling and continue enabling people to treat you that way. So it all starts with aligning with yourself, your inner presence, and creating that space and embodying that version of who you want to be so that you can show up in the world confidently, knowing that you deserve so much more than what you're receiving in your life. And it's when you do that that you start to notice all of your relationships shift around you. You start to show up and you attract better people. You also just start saying no and setting healthy boundaries, and you'll find that people are either going to match with it and then they're going to start respecting you and treating you better, or they're going to start falling away because they're not really ready to change with you, and that's okay too, because what's most important is that you are saying no to the things that you need to. You're setting healthy boundaries. You're putting yourself first. You're making sure you're happy and your needs are taken care of versus making sure everyone else is okay before you. And that's what's going to then allow you to bring in people who will respect you for who you truly are. So if you want help and you'd like to know more, and if you're stuck in this cycle that I've just described in this video, you can click the link down below and schedule in a strategy session with myself or a member of my team, and we can discuss how IPM will help you and if it's a good fit for you. Because the biggest thing is that you need to know that you deserve the best. You need to know it, you need to believe it, you need to feel it every single day and show up from that space. And that is what is going to bring in the matching things for you. But if you show up every day feeling unworthy and feeling insecure, feeling like people don't appreciate you, feeling like your needs don't matter, what do you think you're going to attract? And what do you think your life is going to be like in that place? And how do you think people are going to treat you when you're feeling that way? They're going to match the energy that you are showing up with. So it's time to break free from that, and it's time to rise up and show up embodying the highest version of yourself, fully confident, fully in love with who you are, and knowing that you deserve everything you want and more. So you can click the link down below to book a call, and I'm excited to chat with you. I'm excited to support you and guide you on this journey and help you embody who it is you're meant to be.